Next up, at UFC 296, we have Casey O'Neill taking on Ariane Lipski. Casey O'Neill, 9-1 overall, 4-1 in her last 5. She's coming off her first ever career loss. She's taking on Ariane Lipski, 16-8 overall, 3-2 in her last 5, and she is riding a nice 2-fight win streak. And at her core, Casey O'Neill is a Muay Thai striker. That is her skill set. That is her background. She has
oh shit! Her
Was
back,
that
and then
funny,
you got all. You mentioned the back, and then you got all twist turned upside down.
I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. Anyway, Casey O'Neill was a Muay Thai striker, or is a Muay Thai striker. That is her background. That is her style. Then she came into the UFC and she started wrestling. She has 8 takedowns in the UFC. She has a 71% takedown defense. Great volume striking at almost 9 significant strikes landed per minute. But she does give up some strikes. She gave up a combined 265 strikes in her last 2 fights alone. She is coming off that first ever career loss to a very tough, very good Jennifer Maia, where she had the volume, but she was just a touch behind in the striking. She's taking on Ariane Lipski. Ariane is a decent striker. She can grapple as well. The problem with her grappling is she needs to be dictating. She needs to get the takedown. She needs to be on top. If she's taken down or if she's held against the cage, she can be bullied a little bit and not be able to work her way back up. In her last 2 fights, though, she has defended a combined 19 takedowns. She has added wrestling to the mix here. Defended 19 takedowns in 2 fights and then went 3 for 3 on her own takedown attempts. 100% in her last 2 fights. She's coming off that close win over Melissa Gatto where her takedown defense was the highlight. My gut reaction when I saw this, I've mentioned this in Quick Picks, but the cycle for the week is I'll do the graphics, then I'll lay out my notes sheet, then I will do my actual notes, then I'll go look at the odds and all that. When I first saw this matchup, I'm like, oh, Casey O'Neill's going to win. Ariane Lipski is just not great. But then when I started doing the research and looking at it, it's like, man, I have thought that in both of her last 2 fights. I thought she was going to lose both of those fights, and she looked good in them. She's clearly evolving as a fighter. She has added takedowns. Her takedown defense has gotten spectacular, and she's now winning these fights. She was always a pretty good grappler. I think this fight might look exactly like the Veronica Hardy fight. I picked Veronica Hardy in that fight because I said this is a very good, busy striker who added grappling to the mix. That's exactly how she won that fight. Busy striker, worked in some takedowns. I think Ariane Lipski can win this fight the exact same way. Casey O'Neill got shut out trying to take down Jennifer Maia. And if she starts shooting a whole bunch of desperate takedowns against Ariane Lipski, they may get stuffed. The judges aren't going to like it. Maybe Ariane works in one of her own, and now she won this fight. I am going to go ahead and pick Ariane Lipski. She is my pick here. My one and only concern is she's not very big. The stats say 5'6" versus 5'6". She's going to look small here, and I'm worried that Casey O'Neill can just bully her and push her around. But Ariane Lipski is going to be the pick. I think she can dance around, stay busy.
Got that reach, too.
What's the reach? What's the reach?
Yeah. Are you done with your breakdown? Because I'd like to try and keep it professional.
I am done with my breakdown.
Let me just say, first of all, that I am a big supporter of women in general. And
what have you done for the women's community? What have you done for women? You volunteered any battered women's shelters? You help anybody with their groceries? What have you done for women other than disappoint in under 5 minutes? What have you done?
I can promise you, Angela, there's never been any disappointment. I can promise you that. There's one thing I can do.
Because shower drains can't complain.
It is that. There is no doubt about that. But let me just get back on topic here, because I do love women. And I just, damn it, Angelo, I wish both these girls could win. You know, damn it, if they both could just win somehow, I think that would be, give them both performances, bonuses. Hopefully this maybe ends up in a draw. Nobody loses. They both get 50K, maybe even 100K, maybe even, 500K. You know, I think both these ladies deserve it. We've got King Casey versus the Queen of Violence, Ariane Lipski, and this should be an interesting matchup. Listen, Casey O'Neill came in her last matchup. I was pretty high on her. I've been pretty high. I'm a big fan of King Casey, not only because of the way that she fights, but her fight tenacity, you could say. I mean, she is what you would describe as a bad bitch. I mean, she is just a bad bitch. The King Casey nickname suits her so well because she gets in there and she doesn't give a fuck about anything. And against a girl like Jennifer Maia coming off her knee surgery, I think she came out probably a little bit too quickly from her knee surgery. I don't think it was her knee that was an issue, but when you don't have that time to train, she looked a little flat, right? She didn't look as sharp as she used to. She tried to turn it into a brawl, to her credit. Jennifer Maia is not the girl you want to brawl with. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, she lost to Jennifer Maia. Jennifer Maia is a good fighter. And if you try to brawl with if you try to brawl with Jennifer Maia, that is right in her wheelhouse, especially when you're not as sharp as you should be. So I think that's a little bit of like, hopefully we see some strides from that fight to this fight. But if she comes out and looks flat, I agree. Ariane can definitely win this fight. But King Casey, at her best, is a better fighter than Ariane. She just is a better fighter. She's a better striker. She's going to push the pace. And the thing that I like for this matchup is Ariane is more of a clean striker, right? She's a good striker, but she wants to be a little bit more clean with it. And Casey, if she wants to turn this one into a brawl, I think it's going to suit her a lot better than the Jennifer Maia fight. So I'm on Casey here. I got her in like another little parlay because I think those odds are probably a little bit wide. There's a lot of fights on this card where I'm making a pick, but it's like, I don't know if I trust it that much. Women's MMA, she looked flat in her last fight. Hopefully she looks a little bit sharper. And there are weird rumors out there. Somebody put in Discord that she's continued to have knee issues with that knee. Somebody that trains with her says that there are false accusations, like she's fine, but there's also rumors out there from her own camp, apparently. I mean, you can look on Twitter that she's still having issues with that knee. But we'll see. I'm on King Casey, but it's probably a close fight.
I imagine it's a close fight as well. But also, you saying there's a lot of fights on this card, I can go this way. Didn't you throw an actual temper tantrum last week begging me to be more definitive in my picks?
I think it's important to be realistic.
Oh, okay. What a joke. Maybe you do a lot for women. Your brain operates exactly like one.
Whoa. You want to elaborate on that? Because we got female viewers.
I have 2 daughters. I have a wife, and I don't run my own house. I am bullied. I am pushed around. I am screamed at. I am cried at. All the things. And I love all those women.
Can you stop slamming that goddamn thing? Jesus.
It's chapstick. It's like a fidget thing. Anyway,
Yeah,
$8,700 in DraftKings for Casey O'Neill. You going to spend that money on your king?
I would spend... Excuse me.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, let's slam the mouse instead of the chapstick. That's a little bit better.
What would you spend on? Go ahead.
I think $750,000 is a good number for King Casey just to hang out. You know, I think that would be, and then I think Ariane might be like $1.5 million. $2 million for them.
Well, we're going to need a few more premium members to get Jacob into the offer stages of those deals. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's only $10 a month. You're going to unlock picks, bets, round line leads. You're going to unlock everything you would ever want or need, including tools, the line movement tracker, the DraftKings lineup optimizer, all the picks for Prize Picks, everything you could ever imagine. It's only freaking $10 a month. And you may say, Angel, this is the last card of the year. Well, first of all, it's
King Casey.
$10.
Somebody asked
even if it was only $10 an event, that's still great value, but it's $10 a month. And guess what, pal? Next week, Sunday, these fights are over Saturday night. Sunday morning, you log in the premium, boom, it is fully flipped to the Ankalaev Walker fight. You're going to have all the picks, the breakdowns, the notes, all that information will be ready for you for the next event. There are no breaks at We Want Picks. $10 a month, WeWantPicks.com. Ty Nugent, $2 super chat.
It's Nugent. What a fucking
win. Ty
idiot.
win.
Fucking
Ty win.
Loser. Connecticut education. We got Ty Nugent.
Ty win. Talking about Jacob's.
Jacob can last longer than Angelo in bed. That is, it's been proven.
By who?
You know,
who proved it?
You know who.
That's like The Office, you know.
Yeah, he's like, where?
And I just start crying.
Oh no, there's two parts. He's like, who is it, Michael? When it's her mom. He's like,
Pam's mom.
It's okay. That's the best. He's like, it's okay, Pam. And she's like, no. And then the other one is when they're trying to figure out where Dwight was fucking Angelo, and Oscar's like, where was it, Dwight? Did you? Or he's like, did you do it in the office? He's like, where, Dwight? And Dwight's like, where, Dwight? And Dwight's like, he's like, oh my god, because
It was on his desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.